Hey there, it's Diane Banks, voice actress and radio personality in Chicago. Please subscribe. My other vids waiting for you, like Disney Beauty and the Beast 2017 Behind the Scenes Secrets. And a couple of my longtime subscribers watched that one. YouTube Fan 41 says, "Oh my goodness, it's been so long. Hey!" And hey right back at you. Thanks for leaving a comment. Clay Carmichael says, "I haven't seen the movie yet, but I want to see it. I've read the updated book. It also tells more of the background story, what happens to Belle's mom, and Gaston was in the war. If you want to read it, here's the link." Yeah, you guys, so if you want to get the book, it's $12.95 at the Disney Store, and I'm sure Amazon has it too. So thanks for that, Clay. Great stuff. Andrew Button watched my video about Donald Trump. Should he be included in the Hall of Presidents? And he says, I think it's immature for everybody to think about not putting him in the Hall of Presidents. I'd say the same about Hillary, even though I'm a Trump supporter. If you don't like it, don't visit the attraction. Okay, so great comments. Thanks for that. I'd like to know what you guys think about that too, as far as Trump and the Hall of Presidents. And 30 reasons Disneyland is better than Disney World. Bobby watched that video and says Cars Land and Indiana Jones alone give an edge to Disneyland. I hate Avatar, so I have no interest in that world. Also, the weather is better in California. And that's interesting. I'd love to know what you guys think about Avatar. Are you excited about that over at Disney World or not? Great comments as always. Keep them coming. Please subscribe. Let's do today's topic. A great one. Very excited. TheInsider.com helped with this one. 10 Easter eggs and references you may have missed in Beauty and the Beast. Actually, I have 12 for you. A couple of bonus ones at the end I hope you'll stay for. So let's start with a small town where Belle lives called, I hope I'm saying this right, Villanueva. And if I mispronounce, you guys will help me in the comments. I know you will. But anyway, it's a nod to, sorry about that, it's a nod to the French author of the original, written back in 1740, La Belle et la Bête. Again, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Beauty and the Beast. Here's another Easter egg, the French title above the American one. Look for that in the end credits when they roll. That's a great one. I'll have to look for that. Take a close look at the music box Maurice is working on at the start of the movie. It's a miniature of where he and Belle's mom used to live. And then taking a close-up on this here, so here's the music box that he's working on, and then here's where they used to live. And another side note, another Easter egg that I read about, is that, you know, the stage version that they're working on for the cruise ship, it's going to be inside Maurice's music box. So the stage is going to be a big music box. Isn't that cool? So I can't wait till we get to see that too. So there's another Easter egg. Da-da! Okay, so let's go on. The music box also had a larger role in the earlier version of the movie. Did you know that? I didn't. In deleted footage from the early version on the DVD release, they talk about how the music box was actually a little character. Isn't he cute? He looks like Brave Little Toaster a little bit. But there he is. I guess he was a mute character, mute music box, but he was in the original. Obviously he wasn't in the movie after all, but so there's a nod to that. And then one of the music boxes in particular looks like it has a nod to another Disney movie. See if we can figure that one out. That's, here it is. Now it's this one, blown up, it's over here. What do you think? It's for Aladdin! Ta-da! Yeah, so a reference for Aladdin. And actually, you know what, there's a different photo of this where there's some animals besides, and I was thinking with the rhinoceros too, and then in another photo you could see a giraffe over here. I was thinking Animal Kingdom. I might be pushing it with that one. But anyway, yeah, definitely the Taj Mahal and Aladdin, a nice little nod there. And, oh yeah, there's another one to look for in the movie. Cogsworth is wearing a turban during Be Our Guest. If you saw it already, you know that. You saw it, and maybe you went, you made the connection to Aladdin. And also, we've got another, this is kind of an Easter egg within an Easter egg, because Beauty and the Beast was in Aladdin. Do you remember that? Let me grab that quick for you. Remember when the Sultan's playing with his tchotchkes? There we see one of his tchotchkes is the Beast. Yay! So it's kind of, yeah, Easter egg and an Easter egg. They Easter egged each other, both Aladdin and the Beast. Okay, let's go on to Belle and the Beast. Head to Paris. Notre Dame is in the background. Again, what's that movie classic? Hunchback of Notre Dame or Notre Dame. So there's that nod. And then it goes even deeper because we go back to the Beauty and the Beast Easter egg in Hunchback. Here we see in 1996, Belle is in there during the song Out There. And we can see a better close-up on Belle here. And they said also the magic carpet. I think that's a different scene, but you can see Aladdin's magic carpet as well. But see Belle? There she is walking down the street in Notre Dame. Pretty cool. I love all these Easter eggs within an Easter egg as the movies go back and forth. Alright, so Maurice goes to pluck a rose from the Beast Castle. It's a nod to Villeneuve's original story, 1740 tale. He plucks a rose from the Beast Garden, gives it to his youngest daughter, Beauty, and then the Beast says that he can give it to Belle as long as one of the daughters returns to the castle. So that was the original. And then we remember in the animated version, Belle asks her father for a rose, and then ta-da, in the live action, sure enough, Maurice goes to pluck a rose. So, full circle on that one. Maurice enters the castle. You can hear the harpsichord play faint notes of Be Our Guest. Did you notice that one? Also, he briefly sits down to start dining on some food left out in the kitchen, which becomes an homage to the original Be Our Guest because it was originally written with Maurice in mind. Now, they changed it later, but originally the story guy said, "You're singing to the wrong person. We have to have him singing to Belle as Be Our Guest. It's not Maurice and the Beast." And I'll give you a quick snippet of that so you can see this was how they had almost completed the scene. Can you imagine all the work that went into that? And they had to change it. But here's what it looked like.
Be our guest, be our guest. So we plucked it out and we put it later in the film. We re-storyboarded it with Belle, and he was absolutely right. It worked beautifully and it gave a beautiful look.
Yeah, and so that actually, the whole video is really good if you want to watch that later, but that just gives you an idea of how they reworked that scene. Otherwise, Maurice, they would have been singing to Maurice. But anyway, that is what leads that nod back to when he sits down briefly for dinner in the live-action version. So I really like that one. Okay, Belle arrives at the castle. Chip tells his mother he wonders what kind of tea she would like before listing off several flavors. It includes chamomile, which is an homage to an early version of Mrs. Potts. I never knew this one. According to the film's commentary, Mrs. Potts was originally named Mrs. Chamomile. Did you know that one? That's a great one. Apparently, they wanted to find the most soothing possible association, so they came up with Mrs. Chamomile. The problem is a lot of people couldn't pronounce it, so they went with Mrs. Potts. I'd love to know in the comments if you think she should have been called Mrs. Chamomile, although we know her so well now as Mrs. Potts. So in the live-action version, Belle tells the Beast her favorite story is Romeo and Juliet. Now, in the animated version, in the extended, we see Belle reading the book to the Beast, Romeo and Juliet. Instead of scoffing at it, he says he wants her to read it again. Aww, very cute. So there's that homage there. And then at the end of the live action, Belle asks the prince what he thinks about growing a beard. That line was cut from the animated movie, so that's where that homage comes in. I kind of wish they had allowed that in the animated version. And how that came about was Paige O'Hara she said to Glenn Keane, who drew the Beast, "You think you can grow a beard?" because she loved him so much. But I guess they ended up cutting the line. So that's a great one. And then I got a couple of quickies here just to tack on at the end. One of these you might have already heard, or maybe both. I don't know. But I just thought I would include them anyway because they were fun. One of the funniest lines in the movie is when Gaston asks how no girl has swiped up LeFou. Is that how we say his name? And he says, "I've been told I'm clingy, but I don't get it." And the reason is LeFou is by Josh Gad. You know who Josh Gad is. He was in Frozen. He was Olaf, who loves those warm hugs. So now in the live-action version, he's clingy. That's really cute. And then finally, this one, which was indeed confirmed by the production designer, they included Walt Disney's initials in the beautiful ballroom scene as an homage to Walt. So if we take a quick look at that, I turned it upside down so we could see it better. And there we see W, Walt Disney. Isn't that neat? They decided to give Walt a paying tribute, and I think that's a great way for us to wrap up. So if you have comments about any of these, did you know them? Did you learn some new ones? Do you have a favorite? Do you have more that I didn't tell you about? Or anything else you want to share? Always love your comments. Don't forget to please subscribe. It's Diane Banks. Thanks again for watching. We'll talk soon.